Happy holidays, everyone! Welcome back. I missed you. How's your mom? How's your dad? How's your dog? Well, it's good to see you. If you're checking out these videos for the first time, on September 24th, I went and did a 24-hour marathon, all to raise funds for Extra Life, a charity that helps out various children's hospitals throughout the U.S. During the marathon, I went and DM'd multiple one-shots back to back to back over a 24-hour period, and this particular game was game number 4, the Yule Cat of Bergheim, as written by Felix, the same guy behind the Fool's Gold games. I really appreciated that Felix allowed me to run this game for the marathon. So much so that I wanted to make a point to point out to all of you, there is a campaign going on right now to go get his Fool's Gold campaign setting published! Fool's Gold Into the Bellowing Wilds is an exciting new 5e adventure that takes place in the world's deadliest jungle, where everything wants to kill you. They've also got a brand new Wilder magic and curse charts that will definitely excite GMs, while the players pray to the dice gods. Delve into the Bellowing Wilds, discover the rich lore of the world, and find out what happened to the ancient Proclaimers, who had disappeared thousands of years ago, leaving ruins, mysteries, mechanical dragons, and dinosaurs, and awesome treasures behind. If you can, go check it out, go give him a few bucks, and go support one hell of a talented guy. At this point in the marathon, I have been up for close to 20 hours, and somehow, me and my players managed to come together to create one very touching game, I must say. Like always, these games were, yes, played to raise money for children, but the actual games themselves were not exactly for children. Now, it shouldn't be too much of a problem with this particular game, because it is, well, a game clearly inspired by Christmas, but I still want to put word to the wise and just keep in mind what going forward, okay? Okay. With those formalities out of the way, sit back, pick up a nice little glass of eggnog, and enjoy the next installment of the 24-hour D&D Blowout Marathon! Alright, there we go, now we have audio. That's so wonky.
Ta-da.
Fixed it.
We
I'll
are
spare the
here.
details. So, let me introduce our players. If you're coming in from Western Europe, which I do know we have our resident first weasel trap buyer, that would be Marcel Dijon. Yes, your trap did actually go off earlier in this marathon. It was the first one that went off, actually. I believe blasted one of the players in the first games. However, it sounds like we have another one locked and loaded, so we'll just bring it up at some point at this session.
Should I can count the number of weasel traps we're going to need to set off, because there's definitely more than 2.
Okay, yeah, go for it. But
I will take a look into the number of weasel traps.
all right. But joining me, once again, is my maniac in Marathon Arms here, Para. This is your 4th game. How are you feeling, buddy? Are you still holding up?
Doing great. My eyes hurt.
I hear that. We have the second game for some of our lovely ladies. My fantastic fiance, Chickadee, along with not my fiance, Marky.
Qualifier, not my fiance. By the way, 7 traps have been purchased. How many traps have actually been set?
Utilized.
So far, 2, but I think only like a few of them actually been designated as weasel traps. But the rest, the 5, if you want weasel traps, I'll give you weasel traps.
Yeah. Oh, we also have, well, did we do the mimic?
We did the mimic. That was for Death House. Not Death House,
Did we do
Cat Murder.
Do we do the soapbox?
I did.
Yeah.
I did for Cat Murder.
Oh yeah, and the
Eric-
Heart of Cards.
Eric, what's his nut?
Exposition
There's 2.
Eric.
Exposition, there it is. Exposition Eric.
Yes.
It's been a while.
So Heart of the Cards was done. Goomba Spawn was done.
Mm.
Build a Boblin.
Yeah,
Is that an NPC?
that might have been before the marathon started, so that might have just been the placeholder.
Okay.
You got
And then
this
the
guy.
chaos for the $75 one from Mark.
Yeah, which I technically really haven't used all up yet, so I might do that for this session because I am feeling a bit zany, mainly because we have a very special friend of mine, Guppy. Thank you for volunteering to come join us here at the crack of 3 in the morning to play D&D.
Come on, hello.
Side note, did Mama Flint use her reroll, and was it useful?
She did, and it was useful. She actually got to... Oh, yeah. She had a fun time, too. She was great. She fucking did a leap off a burning ship with a former trapped captive, landing superhero style on the escape boat at the end. Oh, just magic.
Beautiful. That is
Yeah.
never been one.
Yay. Now, if you haven't guessed it, this particular session is Christmas themed.
Oh, who would have guessed?
I don't know, but gosh, I'm talking shit already. So, full disclosure, if you're joining us now, I have been up since 10 yesterday morning, 10 a.m. My fiance, Chicky, had got up at 8, slept on and off throughout the day, so she's about as outfitted as I am. But nonetheless, maybe we'll have a Christmas miracle and not lose our minds while going through.
The guinea pigs are definitely chewing on things, so I am gonna lose my mind.
Oh, well, at least we have the dog who keeps precariously sleeping next to the power strip powering all of this.
Oh God, really?
It's warm.
Oh God, they're
Yeah.
they're screaming. They're screaming.
No. Oh Lord, they're coming!
Help. I may have to give them something to get them to shut up.
Okay.
Because it's a thing. But please continue. I'm just gonna mute myself as you go.
Okay.
And I'll be listening, but I'll be muted. Okay.
All right. So let's go and start the clock. Get the camera back viewing on to the game itself. Oh, look at that little cat. And
It looks so scared.
Yeah, don't watch the live stream as the player, because I don't want to see the DM roll 23.
well, actually, I've set up much earlier in the marathon. This the stream is just what the players see. I actually went and created another account specifically to be my cameraman as we go along.
Oh, that's the extra person I saw in roll 20.
Yeah, that's
The script.
Scribs P. We celebrated his birthday previous session. For those who missed that, we straight up had a dance battle between a party mech and a party Tarask. It was amazing. But
Y'all missed out. It was amazing.
You brought out
And
the
wonderful.
Megazord and everything.
yeah,
So good.
it's still here actually, because I needed it for just good luck. All right. But we're not here to talk about the previous session. We're here to enjoy this one. And I'm happy this time around I don't have to carry around a puppet or wear a cloak, which is going to be nice. All right, enough meandering around. Let's go and visit Bergheim. Restart that, thank you. Welcome to the lovely, happy town of Bergheim. It's located up in a little plateau in the north with a lot of older architecture and is mainly inhabited by humans. The party's presence here has been requested by the mayor himself to come and kick off their holiday festivities, which this time of the year is namely set up to celebrate the god of Pelor. Yes. It's been a harrowing journey, but nonetheless a very calming and beautiful one. Coming to the town itself, you were greeted by a few people, namely a few passing by kids playing in the snow, a few carolers singing all kinds of joyous songs. And before long, you came to the place where you'd be staying for the week. Of course, I'm talking about the inn known as Granny's House, a lovely little inn run by Mrs. Broadbottom, which is where we start today's session. Now, let me go and bring that up. There's little Granny's house. There we go. Mrs. Broadbottom has already gotten a nice spread of all kinds of delectable food set up for you. Everything from a nice plump turkey for those who do eat meat, as well as a nice spread of the finest Yule logs for our favorite Warforged cleric. Now, in no particular order, would you be so kind to go just tell us who you are and who you be playing for today's story?
I'll jump in first then. Everybody, I am Guppy, first name, Chris. Those who don't know me from Thayer. I am going to be playing the Warforged Rappel, who is relatively newly sentient, just a couple of years old, and is sort of dark cast iron-like steel body, flames coming out of the top of his head from the internal forge in the center of his core. Pretty dumb, pretty weak, but sturdy, and very charismatic. He does not speak often, but when he does, it's usually to try to bestow the peace of Pelor and all that he has known.
Love it, love it. All right, who's next?
Right. I'll go. Today, well, for this game, I shall be playing the nobleman, Brussels J. Lope. He stands outside in the, I guess you would say, the, what would you call this? He stands outside in the snow, an all blue outfit, almost eerily similar to a modern day conductor. And the most noticeable thing about him is that he is currently wielding a pocket watch, which, if anyone were to notice, the back is engraved with a very familiar symbol of this group in particular, as it is a symbol of Pelor. And he simply has it open, watches it as he stands out in the snow.
I think I got that reference.
What?
Is it anything to do with a Polar Express, mayhap?
I mean, loosely, but that's not the focus.
That's true. I just love the atmosphere. So
no,
far.
I get no. You.
Okay. Why don't we have? Because I'm really curious how you're gonna start pulling this off. Chickadee, why don't you tell us about your character?
Oh no. You're curious how I'm going to pull it off. I immediately sweat nervously. This character, their name is Candle Flicker, and they are a Kenku. They are, basically they're kind of dressed in like some dilapidated, patched up, stained and like really old clergy robes from church in Pelor. They kind of look like they would be an usher or serving to help clean like a chapel, help stoke the fire, sweep around, just sort of like working in the church. They are we inside or outside? I'm sorry.
You're inside. You're inside.
Oh, okay, yes. They're inside right now, enjoying a bit of food. This is kind of a little more luxurious food than they're used to eating on a regular basis. Not like they don't get fed at the church. The church takes care of them well. But usually, given they're serving in the church, they generally live a more modest sort of existence. So happily, they're like eating big bites of, meat and cheeses and whatever else Granny is providing with gratitude. They let's see. They kind of have an appearance of they're like Kenku. I guess you could say the standard Kenku kind of looks like just like a raven. It looks like kind of like from a related species. They've got like a soft lilac blue feather coloring with dark beak, dark hands, dark feet, and some bluish feathers as well. They're based off of I guess you could say the Clark's Nutcracker design, which I can post later. I'm not sure if I missed anything in the introduction. But they just look happy. They look happy to be there. Obviously, as a Kenku, they're not really chatting people up, but they are occasionally like making like little happy noises, gurgles and chirps, you could say. But right now, there's no need for like extensive conversations, so they're just sort of enjoying the food and enjoying the atmosphere.
It's a perfect addition to this already holiday scene.
Yay!
All right, Marky, wrap it up here.
Yeah. So, I will be playing Kaelin Sarkis, who is a half-elf cleric of Pelor. She was raised amongst humans, and as is quote-unquote tradition with half-elves, as is tradition with half-elves that are raised amongst humans, they end up with elf names. So, hence the mouthful there. So she has been a part of of the church her entire life, and she thinks, as much as she is for the good of the people, she still thinks very highly of herself on occasion, just because that's how she was taught initially in life, is that she was better than people. And then she realized that people that are like that are dumb. But occasionally falls back on it. It's an issue. She struggles with
it. Right on. All right. As you're all, in your own way, enjoying the nice accommodations provided at Granny's house, as you've been sitting down, you've been noticing a little 8-year-old girl who's been like a busy bee, running around the place, asking all sorts of questions. And sure enough, she actually goes and bursts outside to go play the snow for a little bit when she notices our dear, let me show you the name right here, Brussels. She walks up to you. Hey, mister. What are you doing out here in the cold?
Good evening, little one. Simply taking in the winter weather.
Oh.
Please do go inside. It's no place for young.
Okay. Granny wants to know if you'll be joining us for dinner.
In a few minutes, I shall be out here for a good while.
Oh, okay.
Tell her my thanks.
Certainly. What's that? She points to the watch in your hand.
A simple timepiece. Nothing more. And he puts it away.
Oh. It's pretty. Okay, bye! She scampers back inside to where we actually see the rest of you currently eating and enjoying at least the starts of a meal, and Granny can be heard cooking off in the back kitchen. But what are the other three of you up to? Everybody, I should ask, what would you three like to do?
Rabble is 100% feigning eating. Being young and being a warforged, he doesn't need. I need to correct my own character. They don't need the sustenance. They don't need to eat, but they understand, having observed for a couple of years, that part of the festivity is the food. So you watch as they'll go and grab like a chunk of the turkey or whatever, and they'll put it in their mouth, and the chewing is very like Disneyland park animatronic camel chewing, where his jaw is just like down, right, up, left,
Lovely.
down, right, up,
Fantastic.
left. And as they swallow, from under the wrappings around his stomach, you watch as it sort of glows a little bit, flaring as it feeds the furnace.
As you go about the process, you feel a pair of tiny little curious eyes staring at you from the side of your chair. Just, oh, what do you think of the food?
Hello, young one. The food is delicious.
That's cool. Granny says you don't have taste buds, so it must be extra special if you know it's delicious.
Well, the grace and power of Pelor informs me that this food is good for all.
Oh. You got that all from Pelor?
I get everything from Pelor.
Oh. Oh, like what? Like what? Like candy or toys?
I sort of, they smile and sort of look around, and he goes, "Are you a little cold right now, young one?"
Oh, a little.
Roppel reaches down and sort of pulls the wrappings around their stomach up and down a little bit to reveal like the front of almost like a very small pizza oven draped with a little bit of like chainmail in front of the opening of the forge. And they smile to the kid as they like a whole half of a chicken breast just swallows it in one piece, does not chew it. And as it hits the stomach, the larger piece of meat sort of flares and gives off a light warmth in front of him to the child.
Her eyes wide up to the point they are sparkling at the display. Oh, that's cool. Hey, Granny, Can I have a fire in my stomach too? Maybe when you're older, dearie. Yay! Hey,
and right before the child leaves,
mm-hmm.
Rappel sort of smiles and says, "Well, until then, I can give you a little light of your own." And I'll sort of just touch the shoulder of the child's shirt, and I will cast the light cantrip on their shirt. So now their shirt is glowing like a torch.
Amazing.
And it's sort of in with the festivities. If you'll allow, I'll let it sort of undulate between green and red light as he sort of walks around.
To quote my favorite GIF, I'll allow it. Pardon the lack of shoes. Amazing. Love it. Candle and... Let's see. I forgot the name already. Hey. My mind's shot. It's gone. Kylan. You see the girl just staring down her shirt in amazement. It's kind of blinking back and forth from the different colors. As Granny, Mrs. Broadbottom, comes in and... dearie me. She has been such a handful this last year. I don't think I've seen her smile this much in such a long time. It's so wonderful you all to come here this time of year. Yeah, she is speaking to either Candle or Kylan.
I mean, it really isn't much of a bother if that's what you're implying. Like, we don't... That's part of the I feel like that's part of the church service, is that we go about this, and especially this time of year, making sure that we spend time with people that are part of the church and really want to just be a part of the community, I guess, what I'm trying to say.
Yes, I understand completely. It's... Even still, I do admire all that you do. Miss Flicker, do you have anything you need to eat? Can I get you anything else?
In the middle of a bite, a Flicker stops and kind of like turns their head abruptly, like a bird does when it's been startled, and blinks a few times, swallows a big bite and says, "Abundance!"
Oh, does that mean they want more?
Blessings from Pelor. Flicker holds up the food, and says abundance, and continues to eat.
Oh, okay. More on the way.
And then Flicker looks up again, and seems a little rustled. Tries to look around, and then clicks in the throat, and a different voice comes out, and then says, "You have everything you need, child."
Now, pardon me. It's not too often we get, one of the Kinku here.
And in another voice, Flicker kind of gleefully says, "Blessings be."
Blessings be to you, dearie.
Oh God, why?
At this point, you hear a faint ringing from outside. It stops. Then a moment later, Brussels enters. He pats his hat, his coat, dusting off all of the excess snow. I imagine there's a coat rack and a hat rack, correct?
Oh, naturally.
Hangs up his coat, hangs up his hat as proper, grabs a plate, Not too much, not too little. All the essentials for a decent meal. And sit. Exactly on the dime.
Flicker looks over, kind of with that jerky neck motion at Brussels, and then opens their beak, and in a third voice that sounds like a deep man's voice, says, "Greetings to you."
And greetings to you. I hope you are having your meals well.
Abundance.
Do not overindulge. We are guests after all.
Blessings be.
Precisely. He takes a sip of coffee.
Coffee.
It tastes divine with a little hint of nutmeg and just a touch of light Christmas brandy.
Too sweet. Need something darker for later. And he puts it down.
Mrs. Broadbottom notices. Oh, I can get you just straight black coffee if you desire. She takes up.
Thank you.
All right. I'll be right back. Ropel, you feel a bit of a tugging on your arm as Nyla has come back again. Hey, question. You said that Pelor has given you many things, yes?
Quite right, child. He's given me everything.
Do you think he could help bring back my mom and dad?
Raffle, if a sound would play, the window shutting down audio would happen right now.
No.
Raffle is very understanding and persuasive, but he still struggles with the idea of like, well, I want to tell the truth that technically if Pelor came down, resurrection would quite easily be within his wheelhouse, but also know that he's probably not going to come down for this one specific child. Can I insight the child to see how real I can be with them without totally crushing them?
Certainly. Go for it.
Well, shit. 15.
15. Judging by the child's face, you can tell that those eyes are looking for a little bit of hope this time of year.
Oh boy.
Raffle will sort of turn their whole body towards the child and actually kind of slide off the bench a little bit and sort of kneel down to get a little bit more face to face with them. Looks to her and goes, "Well, child, Pelor is powerful in many ways. There are a few things he couldn't do in many scenarios. What matters is to remember not that he gives you what you desire, but that he lights the way and brings you peace on what he has already given you. Whether or not your parents will come back is not for us to say. But what is important is that while you are here and you are still able to keep their memories alive, light the flame of Pelor's love in your heart to keep them in your memory."
Oh. Her eyes light up. Okay, I'll go light a candle right now.
Very
And
good, yeah.
she waddles off. As she does, you can see that Mrs. Broadbottom has been listening in. I thank you all for your kindness. Her parents went missing last year. She still holds out hope that she would be reunited with them again, but I just don't have it in the heart to... You know how it is. You need to give children hope.
Time will heal that
No.
wound.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I said, time will heal that wound in time.
Do we know anything about that disappearance? I know I specifically, for whatever church is in the temple is in the local area. Do I know anything about those disappearances? Was it a one-time thing? Is it a recurring thing?
Make a history check. Let's find out.
Oh, not good for dumb Rappel. With my -1, I'll get a 13.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Could be worse.
That's all.
Though you all don't know about the exact number of different disappearances, you do know that it seems to be around this time every year that they do appear to be on the rise in this area. It's part of the reason why the church sent you all here to, at the very least, well, help those who remain, well, have a little bit of cheer, despite so many loved ones not being around.
It is unsettling that so many have gone missing. Pelor would give me the strength. I wish I could bring them back for that poor child.
Opening their beak, Candle says, "You are the eyes of Pelor." It's a third voice this time. Who knows how many voices they've collected. As they kind of look around the room, like squinting around.
You're going to say there, Brussels?
Sorry, Brussels.
No, it says Ruppel's about to throw down because I saw the rule.
No, I accidentally clicked the macro.
Whoops.
Okay. Before I go further, I need to look at it every time to make sure I say it correctly. Kailin, is there anything else you would like to ask or do before I continue?
She will kind of look after the child that's they were just talking about, and kind of pause for a moment and furrow her brow a bit. Are we sure that not telling her is a good idea?
Every child is different. Some do better with the truth than others. We won't know, and it would be too harsh, especially during the time they disappear. Not my authority. Takes a sip of his coffee.
Understood.
Candle makes a gargling coo noise. As they kind of look at their food, seeming melancholy. and then hops up and, in the head clergy's voice, says, "Through Pelor, all things are possible."
You are right, friend.
Yes, I think you're all just what this town needs. In fact, the mayor should be here any sec. Oh, excuse me, that must be him right now.
The mayor, Candle says in the exact same voice as this woman, and then makes a knocking noise. The mayor.
You hear
Wait.
in the distance, "Oh, show them to me! Show them to me! Oh, I cannot wait to meet our guests!" Comes in this roly-poly man with a white mustache, a little black top hat, and a big old golden monocle, almost like a splitting image of the Monopoly guy. "Oh, hello there! I am Mayor Ryan. It's so good to see you all coming. I thank you so much for coming to celebrate our, festivities here in Bergheim. I hope
Abundance!
Abundance indeed, abundance!" He
Russell
goes
gets up, and his demeanor completely changes. "A pleasure to meet you fine last, Mayor. We're so delighted to have your acquaintance here on this fine evening."
He just goes and, "Oh, it's so nice to meet you too." He bows, he takes your hand, starts shaking vigorously. You have come such a long way. I've come such a long way. Is there anything I could do for you? Anything at all, please. Oh, tell me. I'm so happy to help.
My accommodations have been met quite well. I cannot say my compatriots, but your hospitality has been quite well received in my heart.
You have everything you need, child.
Oh, splendid, splendid. I knew Mrs. Broadbottom would give you superb comfort here in our lovely town.
Now, come now, we have business, and time is wasting.
Oh, this is true. This is very true. The ceremony will be beginning, in about... oh gosh, dear me. He looks at his pocket watch. In about a half hour. I already have a carriage waiting to take you all into town. If you come with me, we'll go and make our way to the city square.
How often,
Delightful.
How
What was that?
often do I remember seeing the mayor at the temple over the past couple of years? Is he there frequently, or is he more just like shows up for big events, but isn't really a patron of the temple frequently?
Because the temple you're all from, like, that's kind of like the main one in the country. He, I would say somewhere in between. Like, he probably most likely visits the church, you'd assume, more so at his town. Actually, hang on. Yeah, so one would assume, I would say, that's what I'm looking for. He was mostly the one at his town, but he does often come to the major events in the main head church, as well as kind of like whenever he's kind of passing through. That being said, give me a quick... sorry, Roppel. Another history check, if you don't mind.
Womp womp.
We gotta get like a history drive or something.
Womp womp 4.
Get like a Rosetta Stone installed in there.
Unfortunately, you do not recall anything like word of mouth about his further appearances outside of that.
The mayor. The mayor.
Yes, that is me. That is me. Now,
Abundance. We have business in about half an hour.
that we do. That we do. So, if you all please, right this way, I will take you to the main event.
The main event.
Stepping up.
Flicker gets up and waddles their way over. Sorry, continue.
Yeah. On your way out, Mrs. Broadbottom was waiting there, the grand smile and a stack of little tiny boxes. Seeing as you won't be able to enjoy them here, I've got them all set for you for the road. She goes and hands out there. There should be at least enough here for 3 cookies each a piece of you, but they're little to-go cookie boxes. Do make sure to savor them.
Cookie. Savor. Cookie. Candle nods.
Russell tips his hat, ma'am, and walks out.
As Raffle's leaving, if any of them have been left, he'll pick up whatever boxes he can carry with his surprisingly noodle-like arms, and looks to Grandma and sort of nods, and they say, "All the blessings of Pelor till we return."
And same to you. And do take care of yourself out there. Would hate to see a part of you chipped.
It takes Raffle a moment to process that was a joke. And then after like 2 seconds after, there's just a as his hair, flame hair, sort of like flickers as the closest thing he can do to show actual emotion.
I adore it. Okay. And Kylan?
Brain not working. God, it's not even that late yet.
No, it's not.
Give it time.
If you can't think of something, exquisite to say, you can always just keep it simple, if it helps.
Kaylin will give a proper, bow and kind of nod of thanks as she is getting ready to leave, and look at those that are remaining behind and just be like, "We appreciated the hospitality."
Granny nods. And we appreciate the company. I'll make sure the bed stay nice and warm for you when you come back.
You're too kind.
She gives you a nice warm smile. Okay. You go outside to see a nice... pair. I was gonna say a pair of lovely sleighs, both pulled by a pair of horses each.
How's the quality? Are these something that he splurged on, or are these run-of-the-mill carriages?
Oh, these are something he splurged on. You give me an insight roll real quick.
I see the coffers have gone to fair use. How have they made?
Oh, you know me. I spared no expense for my visitors. Hospitality is key here.
Your visitors.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're the guest of honor of that.
Well, we should not dilly-dally much longer. Time's been already delayed.
What? All aboard. As you go along, you get the impression that the mayor is taking the scenic route to the city square, going around showing all the wonderful holiday displays, beautiful trees, adorable little snowmen put up by the children of the town. All the while just complimenting anything and everything he can, just to give me, all four of you, quick insight rolls, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Nice.
Oh, you see everything, man.
24 for me.
24? Okay. Candle flicker.
Elven eyes, man.
Yeah. Candle, you're just like all the pretty sights, just full
My
on.
bird brain is kicking in like lights everywhere.
Totally.
Right.
You have like that look of that my favorite cat gif in the cosmos, just full on amazed by everything. Brussels.
These 5 people sitting at computers playing a strange game.
At 4:30 in the morning. I can taste colors.
Let's say that Flicker's actually making that noise too, because they heard a cat make it.
But Carrie Lynn, Brussels, and Ropel, you notice, you get the impression that the mayor is clearly trying to show his appreciation to all of you for just coming here. You can tell he's really embodying the holiday spirit, as it were. That said, for those above 20, you also get this hankering feeling like he's really trying hard here. Like, he is like that uncle or aunt you've not seen in ages, trying to become the favorite uncle or aunt by just throwing all kinds of gifts on you, whether you actually want them or not.
I'm concerned about how real life this feels right now. I don't like it.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to touch a nerve there.
Sorry. Whoops.
So the layout of this, what we're riding in this carriage,
Yeah.
is it like an open back, like opening of Skyrim style carriage with the mayor at the front and us in the back, or is it like an enclosed carriage that we're all in the back in this sort of box?
I would say, for the sake of safety, considering you do have fire coming out of your head, it is opened Skyrim style.
Ruby. And is the mayor with us in the back, or is he riding, like, driving the carriage?
He is riding with you. He actually has hired someone else to drive the carriage for you. All the better to go and point down and be the proper tour guide to the clerics of Pelor. Or Pelor. It would be disrespectful otherwise.
As Rappel sort of looks around and sort of gets that, he sort of nods a little bit and looks to the mayor and simply says, "Quite an extravagant view you've given us. Can I be assured that with all the expense paid here, all of those in your city are fed and sheltered and go without need or want? It would be quite an affront to Pelor himself if one would have such abundance while others were in need."
I do that and more, my dear. Hot.
No P insight check that bullshit.
Alright, insight check.
God, of course I bit this roll 11.
11.
So my passive is 17, so I don't know if that's a floor I can meet, but...
Well, let's find out real quick. Now, you get the impression that the mayor truly believes he is doing everything he can for the people of this town, as he goes off about the various orphanages, the halfway houses, and the just complete utter devotion he has to make sure everyone and anyone gets their just and rightful treatment.
God, I hate that Raffle believes him. You guys watch as the flame on Raffle's head, when he made the insinuation, you saw it sort of whiten with flame as he leaned into the mayor, and as the response came and he's listening, the flame sort of dies down a slight bit. It's good to know your people are taken care of. Pelor will be proud.
Oh, I'm so glad you'd say that. I really, truly am just absolutely smitten to what I for these people. And it appears we finally made it here. And sure enough, you pull into let me go and bring up the courtyard. The town square, there it is. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I almost thought that spire on the right of the picture was floating. I didn't realize it was a tree for a minute.
Amazing.
Like,
It is that hour of the evening.
Magic is this?
It's a mage spire.
You know what? I'm kind of tempted to make it actually be a thing, but it might be a bit much. But no, it's a tree steadily in the ground. But that said, you do all arrive to the town's plaza, and everything has been decorated from floor to the toppest ceiling for the holidays. And a huge decorated pine tree sits behind the stage at the very far end of the area. You notice that everything has been dark and the lights turned off in anticipation of the main event. Townsfolk appear to be holding all kinds of handmade paper lanterns to be lit and released in the sky after the main ceremony ends. Well, I'll be at the stage when you're all ready. Take your time to collect your thoughts. And I cannot thank you enough for coming. Tonight is going to be really, truthfully special. He goes and leaves you four to yourselves as he makes his way to the stage. What would you like to do?
Well, I have no preparation that is needed, so when the three of you are prepared, I am ready to take this.
Okay. Carolyn?
She is going to look at our little Kenku friend here. And is gonna look at her and just be like, so, do you have any preparations that you need to make? Yes or no?
Preparations. They tilt their head. Looks like they're thinking. Preparations. Yes or no? Yes. They take out a little rustle around their bag, their sack, which looks like it's been patched multiple times, and pull out a candle that's been burned down halfway, and then it's on like a dented aluminum or some sort of like cheap metal but sturdy candle holder. And they, rather than taking out a match like a normal person, cast light cantrip on the candle itself, and cause it to light up. And they say preparations. Yes. And it's like this little glowing candle, which they hold up proudly, as if it was like their most prized possession. And they kind of click their beak a little bit, look at the candle, then look expectantly back at Kaylin as if to see like their reaction. And aren't you impressed with my candle? Click, click, click.
Oh my god, so cute. So Kaylin will literally just nod her head and smile and be like, all right, it seems like you are completely ready now. I guess it is time for me to do the same thing.
Completely ready now. Abundance!
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 Does Kaylin do the same thing where you cast the light cantrip on your own candle?
Except her, instead of doing that, she literally pulls out a mace that has on the handle a giant sigil of Pelor, and just casts light on the sigil and holds the mace upside down.
Candle Flicker's eyes, like, the pupils dilate so big that you can't even see the whites of her eyes anymore. She stares at this mace.
Would you say it's a maze scene?
Yeah. Well,
God
I mean,
damn
if she could, she would. If they could, they would. But they can't because nobody said that yet.
Rappel looks over to Brussels and sort of gives a bit of a quizzical look. Are we all going to go on stage with some sort of light or candle?
Not aware that was a requirement.
Wonder if the mace is too much.
Blessings from Pelor. Click, click.
Well, while Brussels is sort of pondering that, Rappel will first sort of like, you see the metallic lids close over the emerald sort of gem eyes that he has. They have, and the flame on his head goes from like the soft, dull orange that you're used to. He sort of like, I'll say I cast the like cantrip just on the flame on my hair, so like my hair is now like a bright, vibrant torch-like flame.
Amazing.
He also watches as they reach into their pouch and pulls off and breaks off a small chunk of an incense block and just puts it in their mouth, and just like leaves it in the mouth. But the flame of the forge and the hair, he watches the smoke just sort of gently starts to billow out of like the sides and front of his mouth. I am ready.
Candle Flicker, seeing Rappel's flame change on his head, leans in very close to look at it and clicks, and eyes are still really big. Click. Oh. Stares at the flame in, like, hypnotized wonder. Perhaps a bit close for personal space, but I don't know if Rappel cares about that sort of thing.
100% does not.
I thought not. I was like, he's a living machine. Maybe does not understand that either.
All right. Ready to begin the main ceremony?
Naturally.
Okay. Making your way up to the stage, the crowd is like, clapping and say little cheers, nothing over the top, just mainly to, be polite, nothing else. The mayor stands at the top and welcomes you with open arms. Says, yes, everyone, please, give a round of applause for our guests from the church. As y'all well know, that we've been having this ceremony for, this time every year for the last 5 decades? Yes, 5 decades. And during those 5, at least 2 of them, I have been proud, nay, privileged to be your mayor. And I must say, it's always been an honor, not only to do what I can to bring this town together, but also to head this night of nights where we go and show our thanks to Pelor during these darkest moments of the entire year. Now, as is customary for this ceremony to commence, I now turn the podium over to our 4 clerics, who will go in each their own way give us a blessing fitting of Pelor. Who would like to go and give their blessing first?
Rob will sort of look and wait to see, and as the half moment of tension builds as no one steps forward, Rob will sort of step up. The incense smoke still sort of billowing from their mouth. So as they're talking, like, gouts of smoke and incense are spewing with each of the words. Side note, do I know who the head priest of the temple that I'm at, what their name is? I don't care anything about them at this point, just for simplicity, just a name that I might know.
Certainly, what was our name? That name would be... Let's go with... That works. No, that was a couple of episodes. So hang on. DM loading. DM loading. William. Father William.
Robble, only knowing what a public speech looks like by any of the sermons that Father William would give, they're going to do their best to imitate sort of the praises and the prayers that Father William does. But he'll step forward and sort of address the audience, and he essentially just thinks back to the most recent prayer and tries to summarize the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
He steps up, and as we stand here, and it's nighttime at this point, right?
Yes it is.
Okay. As we stand here in the night, it is easy for us to forget the light of Pelor when we are surrounded by darkness, especially in these cold months where the sun leaves us for most of the day. However, it is important to remember as we stand here, and I point to each of the things that we're carrying that are light, that have the light spell, and as I get to Brussels, I just sort of point back to myself, since you didn't cast anything with light. I say, as we can be lights in the darkness, remember you are all your own candles. Pelor bestows his light onto you as well. We will light the way where we go, but you must keep the flame burning here as we venture forth. Light, warmth, and blessing of Pelor be unto all of you. And as he says that, as they say that, I'll swallow whatever's left of the chunk of incense that's in my mouth and just like erupt in smoke from both the stomach and the mouth.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Cool.
And as I turn around, I sort of whisper quietly to the rest of the group. That was horrified on a multitude of levels. Please don't speak.
Ah, you could be more.
Horrifying.
I request to go last, if it's all right to the you.
Now, Flicker looks at Kaylin and bobs their head up and down, as if to see, like, are they going next?
Kaylin will take a moment and kind of hold herself there for a second, kind of like clap her chest a little bit to clear her throat, because she's still not really good at the talking in front of crowds bit. And will
side note, if I could, sorry, knowing how scared I was and seeing the look on everyone else's face, as I walk back to my place, I would like to cast I know it's only for attack rolls and saving throws, but fundamentally I'm going to cast Bless on the other three.
Okay.
With that being the only thing I can think of to sort of instill them with any sort of help or confidence.
Right on, right on. So with that in mind, Carolyn?
So she would then step forward out to where our friend here had just spoken. Keep wanting to say Ropel. It's Ropel, right?
It's either, but Ropel is what we've been using.
Okay. So steps out to where Ropel had been standing and speaks out to the crowd, holding the mace in her left hand and kind of gesturing while she talks with her right. Blessings be upon you all this wonderful holiday evening. As we all know, Pelor's light guides us all as we continue through our lives, and this is a yearly celebration to remind us all how much we appreciate and how much we honestly and truly feel connected to the light of Pelor. And she kind of looks around a little bit, like sneaking in like a really deep breath, like, oh god, I think I can do this. I really think I can. And looking around, just goes, always remember that it is always darkest just before the dawn. And so, always look for the light, because Pelor will be there to guide you. Always. It may not be in the way that you expect, but he will not lead you astray. Blessings be to the light. And she lifts up her mace with this glowing sigil for a moment, and then steps back and kind of fades back into the group.
The crowd just is getting more and more enthused with every passing of one of these speeches.
Kendall bobs their head at Rappel when they came back, and then also at Kaylin when they returned, approvingly. Well, as much as a bird can bob their head in approval. And then realizes it is their turn. Pauses for a second, and then hops kind of unceremoniously into the center of whatever stage there is, and looks at the crowd, tilts their head, then lets out a quack, and opens their beak, and a woman's voice comes out that is clearly not their own voice. And it says, "We found you around this time of year. You were cold and hungry in the alleyway, practically at death's door. But Pelor calls us to help those in need, and to feed those who are hungry, and to give to those who are poor. Because even in the darkest days, we are a light to one another. And just as I was your light, you can be a light to another. You may not have your own words, but Pelor can speak for you. And through your actions, you will speak for Pelor's deeds." And then with a quack, Candle hops over to, I think on the stage, I'm guessing, or there on this platform, there's like a statue of Pelor of some kind, I'm assuming, or some sort of altar.
Yeah.
And then hops over to it and taps their glowing candle, like, tink tink, onto the altar, and casts light again to transfer the light from their candle onto this altar. So now the altar is lit. They hop back, because at this point they had turned their back to the crowd. They unceremoniously hop back up towards the front of the crowd. And then, in separate voices, says the fragmented terms, "Blessings from Pelor, abundance, abundance." And then takes a deep bow twice, and then hops back to the others.
That's really sweet.
That was that speech was from the I guess the woman clergy that found Candle as like a chick, being like an urchin in the alleyway, pickpocketing people to survive. So, kind of just regurgitated that speech.
Yeah. Had a feeling.
And there it is. Yeah.
Okay.
and it as candle for your return. Brussels walks on his holy symbol, which is his pocket watch in hand. With a flick of a motion, he opens it and casts thaumaturgy, causing all the light around the stage to dim. And he walks in to the center position. My compatriots have talked of Pelor's blessings to the masses, the deserving of all of you. But I would like to end off in Pelor's blessing to those of you who've had less fortunate time. Those of you who struggle to see the light, as it may frustratingly elude you. Those of you who felt that in these trying times, that there is no light left in this world. I'd like to remind you that it's nothing but time. Like the day and the moon, the sun will rise, the sun will set, and your time in the sun will come, and your time with Pelor will come. So keep on that wayward march. Keep on, no matter how much it pains you, no matter how much you want to stray from the light, because I can assure you, the path, and he liked his holy symbol with light, will find you, and then he uses thaumaturgy again to reignite everything even brighter, and you will have earned it, and I promise you that. And he walks away to the rest of them.
The crowd just begins applauding and cheering and just hollering at this display of lights, of passion, of soul. A few of the kids actually come on stage bearing a few of the lanterns they made with their classmates, and you notice a few of them actually have a few tiny, like, little paper mache trees made onto necklaces.
Any of the children that come up, I'll spend the time and I will cast light on each lantern or each necklace. Any child that comes up to me with a gift or an offering or anything, I will absolutely cast light on it.
A few of them kind of go and gasp in wonder at just seeing, like, their handmade little, some kind of sloppily necklaces, even a little bit of kind of glue sticking out a bit of them. You know, that classic, like, kindergartner style quality. A few of them also just, like, are amazed at the lanterns. A few of them just, Mom, Dad! Start running off before they even got a chance to see, really what the full effect was. One little girl, Rappel, goes and just notices you don't have anything, and the rest of you too. It's like, would you like one of the necklaces? We have extra.
Rappel will sort of. I'm assuming they had been kneeling down the entire time. He'll look to the child and will nod and say, "Anything made by the hands of those praising Pelor, I will be happy to wear."
Okay. Here. She goes and picks up one with a tinsel. It looks all kinds of different shades of gold, red, blue, very festive looking. Okay, and she tries to stand her tippy toes to get over your head.
I'll like pull in and like dim the flame on my head as much as I can.
Okay. She gets it, just, I did it! Seeing this, the other kids look at each other and just coming into the other one's like, no, you should wear mine. You should wear mine. To the rest of you. All of them are also trying to pass on extra lanterns. They just seeing you all be so welcoming, I just want you to take a part in this.
I am writing something. Hold on.
Okay. Candle flicker, I see you. Okay.
Trying to resist natural birdie tendencies to collect all the shinies and be a little humble about it, but it's definitely a little bit like giddy that they're getting what amounts to like just paper mache or like aluminum tinsel stuff that is like otherwise in terms of gold value junk, but they are just like gleeful, and hopefully that glee is pouring over onto the children that they're like receiving, like just wearing like at this point nearly 10 of these necklaces that are like so tacky and just overlapping each other, but it's just like like oh the shiny.
You can see that you're like
I hate to interrupt.
Yes.
But, so basically what you're telling us, Jade, is that you're playing yourself?
Why are you calling me out like this? Damn it.
Well,
Sorry, I had to throw her under the bus.
there goes all those piety points.
No.
So
I mean, Candle is still a Kenku, and so it's happy shiny. This is the best thing you could have given to Candle is shinies, like worthless shinies, but shinies, bottle caps.
I imagine there's like so much like cheap glitter, like being falling off of you that there's gonna be like your clothes gonna be sparkly for years to come.
Yeah, because it's not like they're gonna wash them.
True.
I hate to say it, but
I'm guessing between Candle and Rappel, we'll stay there and take as many necklaces and lanterns as kids want to give us. If I was putting something in my inventory, how many crappy children's necklaces do I now have?
For you, you have at least 12. For Candle, she has 17. Carrie Lynn, like, would you... Actually, Carrie Lynn and Brussels, would you at least accept, like, 1 or 2 of these at best, just to be polite?
Oh, Kaylin would absolutely accept them. She flipping loves kids.
Okay.
She may be awkward around them, but she loves kids.
Alright, we'll say then, second there, I can tell my eyes getting entire, it's like, what the hell? That's a 25! No, it's just a 10. Eyesight's going. So you have at least 10 necklaces around you, and we'll say at least, 3 or 4 different lanterns of different shapes and quality. We'll see if any of them actually fly. And, what about you, Brussels? Just for flavor's sake.
For politeness sakes only. Accepting. That's about it.
Okay. We'll say at the very least you accept 3. So you're not, like, Mardi Gras it up on the side. Okay. All right, kids. And they're fine after Bill kind of starts to, like, back to your places. Now comes my favorite part of the whole evening. The releasing of the lanterns. Now, everyone, if you please, you watch everyone kind of go and bend down and start lighting up, and like in Tangled, they're releasing the floating lanterns into the sky. Starts a double trickle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It starts to kind of grow. The bear comes by with a little bit of a lit match, like, "Oh, let me get those for you." Starts to light yours up, giving you all the chance to release your own lanterns up, if you want. That is.
As these are happening, can I do just a glance over the crowd to try to see a child who looks particularly despondent in this moment, who is visibly sad?
Certainly. Give a perception check if you don't mind for just that.
24.
24. As you kind of watch the others, kind of. I mean, I'm assuming the rest of you. Do you go and release your lanterns up at all?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Candle will make the best attempt to do so. But as with all things, Candle's movements are not necessarily graceful.
Okay.
But I assume the lantern will eventually be released into the sky.
Okay.
Probably with the help of some child that takes pity on them.
All right. And Brussels, just to double check.
I did say if it's given to me.
Okay. So you would have a few that would have been putting them up. So while your comrades are either staring at the lantern, like trying to decide whether to release it or not, and the others pointing at the sky, Rappel, you look down and notice the entire crowd is like booking it out of Dodge. We're talking scampering for any open doorway, any open alleyway.
I immediately try to just have. I use my active to look for the child. I do have a passive perception of 22, so I'm now just like instinctively trying to see what they might be fleeing from.
The child you saw before is being carried off by their parents into a door that quickly gets shut, curtains closed. By this point, I would say the rest of you also in turn kind of like noticed everyone starting to disappear, leaving just the four of you on the stage.
I quickly just instinctively draw my shield and light hammer and begin to sort of look around for what might have caused the dispersal.
Same. I have pocket watch in hand and a crossbow over my back. That was hidden underneath my coat.
Candle and Caroline.
Oh boy.
Sorry.
The music
I mean,
changed.
I already have my mace out.
Yeah, you had
So-
that thing ready.
It's just bright as flipping day.
That music is way too dark for what I want for this moment. There we go. Maybe this one would be a bit better. I always hear the music like after I have to reload the screen on this side, so part of it's a bit over dramatic. I want this to be.
So at this point, now seeming to be the last one to notice that everyone is gone except for the four of them, Candle Flicker looks around the room and then tilting their head, kind of like actually like takes their candle and puts it out, and you can kind of see like their eyes expand as they look around the room in the darkness.
Well, courtyard, but
To see within 300 feet everything, to see what is happening right now.
you see one lone small creature standing about 100 feet away, staring back at you four with bright, vibrant emerald eyes. A cat.
Can I cast a spell?
You can certainly try.
Having a very suddenly tensed poise, Candle's going to click and then focus on the cat and tries to use detect thoughts on the cat.
Okay. As you go to start to cast the spell, you hear a... Are you all my toys this year? The cat slowly starts to kind of walk towards you.
Is this something that they say out loud, or that I'm hearing as their thoughts being spoken?
The cat actually speaks.
Oh. Do I hear anything in their head aside from that? Like...
No.
Or... No?
A half-elf. A birdie. A human and... Oh... A giant toy. Oh... I haven't had such playthings in a long time.
Absolute idiot Roppel is going to... the shield's going to stay on his arm, but he'll put down the light hammer and sort of walk towards the cat, hop off the stage, and go, "It's a small cat. I don't know what anyone is afraid of. We had these at the temple all the time. Weird that this one is speaking, but I'm a talking forge, so I guess I don't have much I can say for that. What game would you like to play, little one?"
Oh, it rubs against your legs, kind of weaving around. My favorite. A little bit of... what do your kind say? A little bit of cat and mouse. You see, the mayor made a deal with me. For the past 3 years, I get to receive playthings this time near the end of the season. And in return, I don't eradicate the entire town.
Click, click.
Don't like this. At the end of that sentence, Brussels is gonna try to use command stop on the cat. So command word stop to make it stop in its track.
The cat decides to sit down, start licking its paw a little bit.
Stop speaking your riddles. What do you really want?
I'm not speaking riddles. I want to have fun with my toys.
I'm gonna guess command didn't go through at all.
Well, it stopped where it was walking around.
If this cat is threatening us, and these people, then it should be. Then we should stop. I say to all the others.
Click, click. Candle clicker stares at the cat. And kind of feathers are starting to stand up a little bit on the back of its neck as it makes like a grumbling noise. And says to the cat, Your name?
It's Yule, Birdbrain. But I tire of these questions. Let's start playtime.
Is the cat still around my feet?
Indeed.
I will then As soon as they insult Candle and show less than calm emotions, I'd like to do Word of Radiance while they're near me.
Okay.
Utter Divine Word, and Burning Radiance erupts from me. Each creature within 5 feet of me must make a Constitution saving throw. DC is 15.
Okay. 15, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. The cat, rolled a 10. So you hear a followed by a little noise as the cat.
And the words that I'm saying is I sort of ready myself and I say, "Your darkness offends Pelor," and it's 5 points of radiant damage.
All right. As you say that, the Yule does drop over dead. For just a moment, as you watch as out of its shadow, it comes back out with a devilish look in its eyes. Roll initiative, please, you four.
Baller.
Holy crap. What the fuck is this?
Not great.
Okay, 7, 10.
I got an 18.
Oh god, where is it? Oh god, I have nothing
18?
to add to initiative.
There we go, 6. Okay.
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't have my character sheet built out, so
That's okay.
in
I mean,
20, so I just have a button for it.
that's fine. You're doing the classic way. A few people have been doing that. I mean, that's what I've been doing the entire night. Okay, so cool.
Actually, that's wrong. That should be a dirty 20. I don't know why it's giving -1 when I have a +1 to my initiative.
Okay. Either way, Roppel, you are up first.
Oh god. So we are just looking at a giant creature of flame.
No,
Or
the
shadow.
I mean the cat died and came back out as the same size of a cat.
Okay. So it's still just a cat, but it fell down and got back up.
That is correct.
It got knocked down, and then it got up again.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean there's
We're
currently
never gonna keep it down.
there's currently like a dead cat corpse next to the new reborn Yule.
Oh, so it like left a corpse and made a new one.
Yep, out of its shadow.
Oh, that's creepy as shit.
Looking.
Roppel sort of gets between the other three and the cat, looks to them, sort of points his hands back at his friends. I don't trust this creature. Blessings of Pelor on us all, and I will cast Bless at 2nd level, so everyone will be blessed.
Okay.
And
Y'all-
I have nothing as a bonus action.
Okay. You all feel the warmth of the blessing cast onto you as you feel a little bit of extra defense. Making it now Yule's turn. Ah, yes, I do love it when my playthings fight back. Now with that, his eyes glow for a brief moment as all of you feel a warmth coming from around your neck. As the various necklaces you're wearing start to kind of hum. As Yule starts to get bigger. No, not bigger. The world around you, is actually getting bigger. As you all start to realize, you're getting smaller. To the size of mice. Ah. That's more like it. Now who wants to try? I do, please. Show me what you got.
Candle seeing that, are the necklaces huge or small?
Nope, the necklace shrunk down with you.
Candle, like, reaches around their neck, the necklaces, grabs them, looks up at this giant cat, looks down, eyes go wide, and then all of a sudden, just inside the cat's head, starts squawking, deafeningly loud, inside the cat's head, incessantly, like a bird that's just been so fucking ruffled. Like,
Okay.
just like noise, cacophony of cawing, just in the cat's head. Like,
Okay.
it's freaking the fuck out. Like, deafeningly loud, but only inside the cat's head. Like, but clearly, like, on the outside, this bird is like, its neck is trying to like retreat into its shoulders as it's like trying to sort of pull the necklaces off, as it's telepathically cawing in the cat's ears as annoyingly as possible.
The cat, you notice, as you do this, is just pawing at its head with all the voices in it. As you try to pull the necklaces off, they actually start to shrink around your neck more, almost at the point of like a collar. The tinsel is weird. It's like almost like steel around your neck as the curse of the Yule's amulets take hold upon you all, keeping you at this size.
So as it gets tighter, the cawing just gets worse. I'm just letting you know now.
Okay.
It continues to get worse. I'm sorry.
It's trying to curse us.
You're fine.
We are cursed. It sounds
You are
like
cursed.
We are fucking
You're
cursed.
now mouse-sized. Carrie Lynn, you're up.
Isn't it my turn?
That's right, it's your turn. Sorry, apologies.
Alright, I'm gonna try remove curse for myself.
Okay.
And as a bonus to that, I'm gonna activate Voice of Authority since Ropo is the closest. Take it down. Don't let it get away. So that means you can use your reaction to make an attack. One weapon attack into each every choice that you can see.
One weapon attack.
Yep.
I put away my melee weapon.
Oh well.
I said that as I was jumping off, so I don't know if I can do like a sacred flame cantrip attack.
I'll allow that.
Okay.
Does he get advantage because the cat's distracted by fucking noise inside of its head?
Yeah, the cat does not like that.
Because I'm basically using the help action, I guess.
But
Well,
the remove curse work.
save on the cat, so I don't know if you want to give
I
them
am
disadvantage on it.
Yeah, I'm checking on the curse real quick. Because let's see how they.
I heard curse, so I chose remove curse.
That's fair. Let's see. For the sake of the module, I'd imagine that the level of curse on this right now only does the same as trying to remove it. It kind of like stays tight around your neck.
Okay, well, that's my turn.
So, but you can't do the attack though.
On the cat for the sacred flame.
All right, go for it.
The cat has to make the deck save, and
Oh,
I don't know
right.
if you're gonna, instead of me having advantage, he'll have disadvantage.
Waste of distance.
Okay. If you want, for the sake of fairness, you can give your spell slot back for the remove curse there, buddy. Because whether you have that for the rest of the session, then
Then I'll try the second plan I have. I'm gonna call a Roggen Rules. So
Ooh.
I take a whistle from the inside of my coat and I blow it out so as the sound reverberates throughout the town as I await the approach of my Roggen.
Okay. What the hell's a rocket?
I don't even know where this spell came from. It was just a choice and I kind of take it.
Fair. It
I've
fails.
never heard of the spell.
It fails the save, by the way, Gupster.
Okay. So that will be
How's a rocket roll?
I don't know. It was an option. I decided to take it because it sounded cool.
5 damage.
Also,
5
a
breaking
dog.
damage.
Oh, how much was that? The damage?
5.
5. Okay. You watch as the cat just engulfs in flames as that current cat of Yule flops down. Bleh. Dead. For the round. You already can see the shadows starting to kind of form around it, trying to reform a new cat. In the distance, you hear a coming forward as... Actually, it gets it from a different book here. A Roggenwolf. It is basically what looks like to be a mix between a polar bear and a wolf.
Oh, yeah.
A large wolf with long white fur and black eyes peeks its way from the shadows. It's kind of like runs towards you and just scoops you up in its paws.
I would need assistance with this feline. And I point towards the evil cat. See if I can persuade it to attack it.
The Roggenwolf just nods and starts to get down on all fours, ready to go and attack the cat. The rest of you hear a very distant shouting like, "Over here! Over here! Quick! Over here!" As you turn your sight to see another person, just like yourselves, with a necklace around their neck at your height, wearing clothes that look like they came from things stolen from people's cupboards, with a giant button fastened across the front, trying to wave you over to a very flamboyant house on the one side of the square.
We'll go ahead and head towards the voices. Or wait, no, it's not even my turn. Duh.
It is your turn. It is your turn.
Oh,
Yeah,
it is.
good luck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ta-da! Then I'm going to head for the voices that are screaming, since they are also indeed screwed by being itty-bitty.
Okay. Give me an athletics roll to see how far you actually run.
Oh, God.
13. Okay. So you managed to make it about, we'll say like maybe a halfway to the front door. I mean, for you, it's about maybe another 60 feet your size, but in real world, it's probably about maybe 5 feet.
We tiny.
You tiny.
Can I just say, I feel especially sorry for the mouse in my pocket, which is now a mouse's mouse.
Yeah, but the size of a lice.
The mouse is now a
no.
mouse because I have a background of an urchin, so I have a tiny mouse in my cloak,
Amazing.
and now it's even smaller.
Oh, no.
It's the tiniest
Yeah.
mouse. Oh no.
Roppel, you see Carrie Lynn running off towards the woman. It's your turn. What do you do?
I am going to... So I can see the shadow reforming, correct?
Correct.
But it is not a cat yet.
Not yet.
I am going to yell to the rest of them, quickly, get to safety. I will make sure this thing cannot follow for the moment. And I am actually going to... I want to make sure this thing goes down, so I'm going to hold a guiding bolt.
Mm-hmm.
I will move to the range, well, as far as I can. Guiding bolt has a massive range.
Yeah.
But I will sort of keep myself between the cat and the rest of them. And as I step back, I will hold a guiding bolt, so the moment the cat materializes, I want to kill it again.
Okay.
So before, is the instant I can, before it is able to do any damage, I want to try to knock it back down with a guiding bolt.
All right. Which is fitting, because on its turn, the cat
or I should say Yule, does reform twice his size as before. You would judging by it, it's about the size of a panther now. And you just hear like, oh, not there. Oh. No matter. Release your guiding bolts.
Take my attack, and that is a... Oh, thank you, dice 26 to hit.
Okay. Alright, that
That's
does
going
hit.
to be- Oh, fucking garbage on the dice, though. 10 points of radiant damage on 4d6.
Okay.
Woof. If he
Cat.
doesn't die, he's glowing, though, so the next one has... Oh, he's down?
He's not down yet. The Yule, I'm sure I'm going to call for now for at least Super Yule, because he's now the size of a panther. Which, for all of you, is about the size of a colossus.
So wait, this cat is actually the size of a panther now.
Yeah. And
Oh no.
Cat's growing every time we knock it down.
No, God.
The next attack on it does have advantage.
okay. Which is fitting. Because while the cat is trying to still reform and try to find you all, I would say that the Roggen Wolf tackles the cat. You watch as, from basically your perspective, two giant kaiju-sized animals are wrestling in the town square. Full-on, let them fight action going on.
And as we're retreating, I guess, I call back, retreat the cover when you can. Keep our backs protected as I run to follow our compass. That's just the order I'm giving you.
Okay.
If-
Right on. So, while Yule is wrestling with the Roggen Wolf, do you wish to stay to help him out, or do you want to go follow the cover?
I told him to, like, as soon as we're out of sight, just to get away. That's essentially the gist of what I was trying to say.
Yeah. I'm looking like the rest of your party members. Basically, I'm trying to find out, do I continue combat, or say we jump to all of you escaping? So I'm assuming they're wrestling to be and give you all enough time to go join the other mouse-sized woman.
I would run, but Rappel also has a ridiculously bad walking speed. I only have 20 feet per round, so
Okay.
it will take me a hot minute. I am a giant running oven.
Somebody left their oven on, it looks like.
Womp, womp, womp.
Not to mention, like, you're going in
Sorry,
all the...
That was bad.
How
You
many
don't
points
need
of psychic damage did I take from that joke?
I don't know.
No,
I'm
you're
not a
good.
bard,
You're good.
So none. I'm not a bard, so none. But you don't need to tell Candle twice, because having been their background as an urchin, if they're outnumbered, they're gonna run away. So they're already running, trying to get these necklaces off still, and now they're cawing like audibly, like just freaking out bird noises, like just a mess. Feathers are coming off, and they're just running. It's real bad. It's not pretty. Ah! Basically. Sorry.
Right.
I made a fucking gremlin. I'm sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. I know, Carol's rank for okay, Russell's okay. Which just means I need to check one thing. I need to check our running oven. Can you give me like an athletics roll to see how long it actually takes you to get to the house?
Oh, do I need to make one too, or?
Oh no, because you actually have full running speed. You're faster.
I have legs, long like bird leg.
I've got a whopping 10.
10.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Do you need guidance?
I mean,
Can I
it would
cast-
certainly help.
Yeah.
Cast guidance.
Latern.
I mean, technically, more than one person could throw guidance on you.
The caw of urgency erupts in your ears.
Did it actually stack though?
Um,
I don't know.
I've been DMing for 13 hours. I say it does at this point.
DM rules.
I mean, if you got guidance, screw it. Keep
Everyone
allowing it.
cheer Rappel
Yeah.
on. Get them over
Yeah.
here.
Rappel!
Rabble!
Bravo.
That takes my
Bravo.
11 to a 9, or my 11 to a 20. I got almost as much from the 3 guidance as I did from my actual roll.
Amazing. But we'll say, as Rappel is feeling his comrades cheering him on. Let's see.
Power of Pelor is in me.
Yeah, you're
The
booking
fire
it.
just goes full force, like someone overstocked the fuel, and it just whoosh.
The little ruffle that could.
Yeah.
That's right.
I like to point out, for the sake of puns, a while ago Marcel in chat said like 9 lives for the cat, which I think is spot on. And also, note to self: don't feat. I'm assuming Kendall spelling after midnight.
Oh, is Candle?
Candle, yeah, because you're a little gremlin.
Because I made a gremlin, yeah. Well,
Yeah, I
mean,
like that. I like that reference. You're awesome, Marcel. Okay. But for the sake of me wanting to make sure we get through all this, you do all make it to the house and find that the wind is leading you to a little mouse-sized hole outside the house. Like, quick, in here. Quick, just come on in. Before Yule tears apart that scary wolf bear dog. That's kind of badass.
I give her a look, like
Dragon Wolf!
I give her a disappointed look, as if it doubts my companion's ability.
I don't doubt. I'm just never seen something like that before.
Just keep walking.
Okay. One by one, we'll say you all make it inside. Looks like to be a very lovely, very put together kitchen. As you watch as the woman kind of goes and covers the hole. Well, that was the hard part.
First things first, I want to ritual cast detect magic on these damn rings. So I'll take the full time for that. I'll take the full time for that.
I'll ritual cast identify along with that.
Okay.
I believe I did that. Yeah.
So we'll get the nature and what it actually is.
Alright.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's
So we'll say
free.
We'll say that as you guys take the time to do that, the wind just goes and just finally introduces herself. Hi, I'm Jane Broadbottom, and we desperately need your help in this town.
Candle perks up as they hear the name Broadbottom. Broadbottom!
Yeah.
Look up from my identify. Do you have a daughter by chance?
I do. Is she all right? My
Candle
Nyla.
Candle opens her mouth and Nyla's voice comes out. Do you think Pelor will bring my parents back?
Oh, that's heart-wrenching.
Ouch.
I'm sorry. What else is Candle supposed to say? Like,
I know that's
mean,
right for Candle, but like,
Yeah.
nothing
Sorry.
as a person is like, oh, that I'm dead. I have died.
Just
Okay.
seriously.
Before we go to the break, Carrie, do you have anything you would like to throw out there for the 15-minute?
Because I'm pretty sure that a crow just traumatized some parents.
I'm sorry!
It's really fucking funny.
This crow is already traumatized. It's not thinking straight. That's their weird way of letting them know that the child is alive.
Okay.
I guess.
I can't get over Rogan Wolf. Like,
Such devastation was
No.
not your intention.
Oh God.